Hello friends, I hope you all must be fit and fine. So today we are going to do an interesting chapter known as Work and Energy. Well, in this chapter we are going to learn some important things like meaning of work and what is work, and examples of where work is done and not done, and the definition of energy and energy needed for work. And we will also learn about renewable energy and non renewable energy of each kind. Now, at the end, we will learn about various kinds and forms of energy like light, heat, electricity, and sound energy. So, let's start the chapter. While, go- while going to school, Kushi saw a poster on a building wall. It said to turn off vehicle when stopped to save petroleum for the future. So when Kushi was going to the school, she saw a poster on a building wall. It said turn off the vehicle when stopped to save petroleum for the future. This made Kushi wonder, why should we save petroleum? Now Kushi wondered that why is petroleum so important and why should we save it at that point? So now this made Kushi wonder that she should have to save petroleum. Now let's move on. What is the difference between a push and pull? So now here is a question that what is actually the difference between a push and a pull? In this image you can see the difference between push and pull is push is something that we make or apply force it to push it outward, and pull is something that we apply force on to move it inwards. That's what push and pull is. So in this image you can see this side children are pulling the rope or pushing the rope. Well, clearly they are pulling the rope towards themselves so that the rope can pull towards them, and then they could win. So this game represents tug of war, and here are some activities in each category where the push and pull system is used, like coco, football, and in pull system tug of war and etc. Now let's move on and start our chapter. Work. Every day we engage in various activities like cleaning and cooking, reading, playing, writing, and many more. So, we say that these are different types of work that we do. However, in science, are different types of work that we do. However, in science, work happens when a force acts on an object, causing it to move. Also, work is said to be done when the force is applied causes a change in the size or shape of an object. Well, every day we engage in various activities, right? Like cleaning and cooking, writing, reading, playing, etc. We say these are different types of work that we do. Well, in science, work happens when a force acts on an object. Like, suppose you are pushing an object and then it will move, causing it to change or its size or shape or even change its position is known as work. Now, here in the given picture, you can see a boy pushing a shopping cart. Here is a shopping cart and here is a boy pushing a shopping cart. The boy pushes the cart by applying force on it. Here this boy is pushing the cart by applying his muscular force on it. This makes the cart move so that we can say the work is done by the boy. This makes the car moves forward, right? Here, if you can see it, then this is making the car move forward. The shopping cart may move making forward while this boy is applying force on it. So here we can say that the work is done by the boy. Well, in next picture, a girl is trying to push a wall. Here is a girl and here is a wall. Now this girl is applying force on the wall to push it, but the wall will not move from its place. So similarly, when a person lifts a box from the ground, work is done because the direction of force and direction of motion of the box is same. Suppose you are pushing a box in a north direction, right? Like this over here is a box and you are pushing this box towards the north. Then if this box will move towards the north, then the work is done. And if you will apply the box force in downward direction, the box will move in the forward direction, right? Well, if these two conditions are required for an object to work to be done, like a force should act on an object, first you have to apply a force on an object, right? And the object should move as a result of direction of force. Suppose there is anything object over here, you are applying force here and that object doesn't move, like there is a wall, and if it doesn't move then no work is done, but if it moves then work is done. And if any of these two conditions are missing, then it means that no work is done. Now let's move on. Here are examples where work is done. You can see over here, hitting a shuttlecock moves toward the net. Here you can see a girl hitting a shuttlecock so that it can move towards the net. Pushing up a ramp and pushing a lawnmower. In all of these cases, work is done, right? But here, examples where no work is done, like reading a book, holding a heavy bag and standing at one place. Suppose there is a person and is holding a very heavy bag and suppose a very heavy load. So will it be able to do work just standing in one place and not doing anything? It will still count as a work? No, right? Because holding a heavy bag and standing in one place is the place where no work is done. Now, applying force to an immovable object, right, like the wall over there, which we have just learned, in that case we have no advantage gotten when we apply force because the wall is immovable. Now let's move on. Here is an activity. Take a cricket ball and hit the ball. The ball flies over in the direction of the force applied by the bat. The ball travels a distance before coming to a stop. As the force of the bat makes the ball move, travel a distance, work is said to be done. Because in this picture you can see if the bat is applying force on a ball and the ball is moving, it's clear that work is done. Now let's move on. Let's see what synergy is. Energy. Well, it is defined as the ability to do work. We cannot do any work without energy. Energy is the thing that we need to do work, right? We simply cannot do just any work without energy, right? If you will just go to eat and you don't have any energy, you have to get admitted to the hospital. You have seen people attached to with a stand like here and bottles on the stand. The people are just given glucose drips, and just because they need energy. From the smallest action to the most tiring work, energy makes things move and machines work. Energy helps living things grow. Everything in this world just works with energy. Everything needs energy, including our most minor work. Here is energy from food. We get energy from the food we eat. A healthy, nutritious diet of the whole unprocessed food rich in carbohydrates, proteins, and fats is the best energy source. Here is you can see some nutritious foods. Well, the unprocessed and whole foods rich in carbohydrate, protein, and fats is best energy source, and we should work. However, we should avoid consuming too much of sugar and fat rich food items. We should not have to consume much sugar and fat items. Now let's move on. Energy for doing work. Energy and work are closely related to each other. As you can see, for example, if we want to climb stairs, we need energy. If we do not have energy, we will not be able to do that work, right? Every day we have to do many things of work, right? Like you have to bathe and you have to eat food, drink water, and do so many things, right? You have to study and play, and everything needs energy. Well, none of the other. Some require more energy, some require less. Like here are some examples of energy. Climbing stairs with heavy load requires more energy than walking on the road with the same load, because you are climbing up stairs and here you are walking on a road. Running or jogging requires more energy than this just walking, because running and jogging have a very fast activity. Swimming requires a lot of activity, as in this image you can see. Here, forms of energy. Energy exists in different forms. Some forms of energy are electrical energy, heat energy, light energy, and sound energy. Electrical energy. Electrical energy is generated in power stations and is transmitted through power lines. Well, various types of machinery like cement mixers and appliances such as fans, televisions, and air conditioners run on electrical energy. Well, in here we will learn about different types of energy, namely as electrical energy, heat energy, light energy, and sound energy. First, let's learn about electrical energy. It is generated in power stations like this and transmitted through wires, like in this picture you can see, and so many things like fans, televisions, air conditioners run on electrical energy. Now let's move on to another type of energy. If we now see, first let us see about infobit, right? Here, so here is a quick and interesting info bit. Energy can be changed from one form to another. For example, when we switch on a bulb, the electrical energy changes to heat and light energy. Similarly, plants transform solar energy for preparing food. Right? So this is just says that energy can be changed from one form to another. Now let's learn about the next energy, heat energy. Heat energy is also a form of energy, but it's use it to cook and heat food. In our homes, warm in winter, the sun is the natural source of heat energy. We also get heat energy by burning fuels such as coal, kerosene, and LPG. Here is an activity as well. First, we have to note that it should be carried out in the presence of an adult. We'll see. Use a matchstick to light a candle. Put the lit candle on a table with the help of tongs and guidance from adults. Hold the cardboard paper over the flame. The heat from the flame will burn the cardboard paper. And now this was all you have to do. You have done such activities like burning something with fire, right? You have done this, but it's very dangerous. Fire is a thing that could burn and just at the same time repair things as well. So fire is very dangerous thing, but it's not the thing to play with. Next, light energy. Now light energy helps us to see things. We can see an object if it reflects light that falls on its surface. Suppose there is a mirror over here and a light source is shining in this part over here. So when the light will fall on the mirror will reflect the light appropriately, right? So here is it's your human eye, then it will be able to see the object like the mirror and the light source properly because the light is reflected like this and this. Well, see, sources of light are the sun, tube lights, bulbs, candles, and many sources of light energy. Now here you can see, in a dark room, switch on a torch. As soon as you switch on, the light energy enables you to see everything that's around you. You have seen this, like this is a very dark room and you shone a light on it, and then the home room will be filled with light, right? Now next is sound energy. Sound is a form of energy produced when an object vibrates and tiny waves of vibration travel through the air to reach our ears. The sound from alarm clock, our voice when we talk, like just I'm talking, the barking of a dog, and the music from a musical instrument over here are all examples of sound energy. Sound is form of energy produced by vibrating objects. Well, as we have till seen here, that sound is anything that is just got from vibration, and when we talk, when the dog barks and a musical instrument hits, are all types of sound energy. When an object vibrates, tiny waves of vibration travel through our ear, and the sound from an alarm clock, the voice when we talk, the barking of dog, and music from a musical instrument are all examples of sound energy. Now these are all some examples of sound energy, and let's sum up all of the things that we learned till now. First, we have learned the chapter work and energy. Let's start venturing it. First is what is work and when the work is said to be done and when the work is not said to be done. Right in this picture, like you can see, the boy is pushing a cart is said to the work to be done because the cart is moved in the same direction in which the boy is applying the force, right? Suppose the boy is applying force in this direction, so the cart will also move in this direction. And when the work is not done, when this girl is applying force on this direction and the wall is not moving, then it is said to be work not done. Like hitting a shuttlecock, the work is done, but reading a book, the work is not done. Here as well, like in here, how work is done, energy and work are profoundly related to each other, and we cannot do any work without energy. And then we have learned about types of energy, like here for electrical energy and heat energy, and next is sound energy. We have learned till here over now. And what is electrical energy? Energy from the generated from power stations, and heat energy is the sun is the main source of heat energy in the winters, like we can see over here. We can also get heat energy by burning things like coal, kerosene and LPG, etc. And light energy, and accepted is sound energy. We have learned till over here, and now let's move on. Here are the some types of energy: renewable source and non-renewable source of energy. From this over here, we will study in the next part. And if you have understood till here, don't forget to like, share and subscribe. And if you have liked the video, have happy Holi to all of you. Bye.